Okay, let's get down here. On the last planet that I went to, I finally found a snake body movement creature underwater, like an actual, not one of those like dragon-looking underwater snake caterpillar type creatures, but something that actually looked like an underwater sea snake, like a smaller snake look. Oh my god, dude, this planet looks sick already. It's got a very mountainous terrain to it, but that really excited me because I've been to all these planets out there and I've never seen a creature with that body model before, that like really small snake looking kind of body model, especially never in the water before. So that's what was really cool that I found on a different planet. So you just never know, dude. You never know what you get with No Man's Sky. You can think you've seen it all. You know, you're like, oh man, I've been to all these planets. I've seen every kind of creature model type and body movement, and then all of a sudden you fly down to this random planet and you see like 5 sea snakes swimming in the water, and you like trip over yourself trying to get down to it, and you're like, oh my god, dude, this is crazy. And so that was kind of me on the last planet I was on, but it's hard to explain it, but like I've never seen a creature that actually looked like a snake in the water. I've seen something, like I said, that looked like a dragon, but not really a small snake before. So that was cool. It reminded me that there's more models in this game than you can really imagine a lot of times. So let's go ahead and land this puppy. So this is a pretty interesting looking planet from a distance. I'm not gonna look and see what's here at all. It's got a fascinating like kind of purple rock. I like this, dude. This is interesting here because, you know, I've been ranting and raving about, oh, I never see a purple planet. Well, this is probably one of the most purple planets I've ever seen before. Even though it's just kind of purple rock. Look at that. It's just like purple rock. And there's not much of anything else. I love the variation of this game as far as how, like, how expanded it is from how basic and how extreme it can be with different life and stuff like that on it. You know, you can have something totally barren, or you can have something completely filled with life. I love that variation to it. See, this right here kind of looks like I have my flashlight on. I can't even find it here, but I guess if it's the daytime of the planet, you cannot turn the flashlight on whatsoever. That's kind of what I have came to the conclusion of here recently, but yeah, so underwater looks like interesting little cave system. And something that was really cool as well that I found on a planet right before this one was a super hot planet. It was like extreme, you know, heat, kind of weather storms and stuff like that. You could barely even get out of your ship without dying in about 2.5 seconds. So it was an extreme heat planet, but there was actually water on the planet, which really intrigued me because most of the time when you see one of those hot planets, it's like totally barren, not really any water, but this one actually had water on it. So that's the kind of variation I'm talking about, like where you will have very bizarre combinations in that sense, and I love how they actually have managed to get that with No Man's Sky. That was one of my biggest fears at the beginning, was that every planet would kind of be this like kind of blockbuster style planet that looks like it's straight out of a trailer or something like that, you know, but it's really not like that. I mean, you can come to the most boring planet you've ever seen in your entire life, and it's like, let's get the fuck off of this thing, dude. But check this out. Okay, so this is what I'm really confused about No Man's Sky. You see that right there? That is desert dune sand randomly on a planet, and a planet like this mountainous purple rock planet, and here we have a little bitty patch of desert dune sand, but there's not desert dune planets in No Man's Sky whatsoever. At least I've never come across one. I've searched YouTube high and dry for one. I've never found a desert dune planet like they showed in some of those trailers right before the game came out. But here we have desert dune sand on a planet. Is that not weird? I've never understood that about this game, and I've seen a couple of planets with this little kind of sand ground decal right here. On a couple of other planets, it would be pretty much just like this, where it was just in a small little patch like this. But it's like there's no desert dune planets. Like, what the hell? I just don't get that. I don't understand how that's not in the game. It's like, why was that taken out? I don't understand. I mean, it had to have been in there in some degree, some way, because they showed it in trailers. I mean, right before the game came out. I don't know if they just kind of pre-built that one little planet and then had it in the trailer. I have no idea, but obviously there's fucking sand in the game. You can see it right there. That's about as desert Tatooine dune type sand you could possibly get. And here it is on a random mountain, Rocky Mountain type planet. And it's just right here in a valley, all by itself. It's like, what? I don't know. I don't get it. But, okay, so this is a cool little kind of walkway that we found right here. All the way through this, this kind of chasm cavern type thing. Check this out. Look how, you see how you can look all the way back down to where we kind of started? That's pretty cool right there. It was like mountains straight up and down on both sides of me. I like how that was. Whoa, Sentinel. About to scrape my head, dog. Okay. So it seems as if we do have quite a few mountain formations. This is a very jagged style planet. Like, very unsmooth terrain. You know, it's just like, oh my god. It's like, it's kind of hard to even traverse over this. It'd be cool to build one of those racetracks on it. I haven't really got into that yet. Because I'm really, if any of you guys are wondering why I haven't really built a base and showed gameplay of that and whatnot, it's because I'm waiting on a planet that is more tropical style, like a planet that looks very similar to Hawaii, and then I'm going to try to build a base on that, and then that be my home base forever. So that's my plan. So once I come across it, I will build a base and then start getting in the ground vehicles and all that kind of shit. So that's why I've been kind of not really doing a lot of the base building and all that stuff with the different updates, because I haven't really found the home planet that I want to put a building on yet. So now look at this. What the heck? So if you guys remember, that looks very, very similar to what the quote-unquote skyscraper buildings on the planets were supposed to be when No Man's Sky was first kind of showing its different trailers and stuff. We all thought this kind of thing was going to be a skyscraper building. And I think they even kind of explained to us that was going to be in the game. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure they said that. You know, they were going to have buildings, completely explorable, tall buildings and whatnot. Oh, looks like... What the... Look at this. Is that... That's got to be a glitch of some sort. That's not built into that. No way. It does not have that glitchy look to it. You never know with this game, man. I'm telling you. No Man's Sky, you can never say, oh, that's just a glitch or that's just a bug, because it may not be. It may be something that, you know, is meant to be there and it just looks kind of weird. Oops, inventory full. That's not a fucking surprise. Zinc. Shh. I've got 8 zinc. That's just wonderful. Let's see. Oh, I can, yeah. I didn't realize I can just transfer. I thought that meant my entire inventory, but it was only my actual suit inventory there. But yeah, so apparently they've kind of turn these buildings into just certain little things where the question marks are. So I'm trying to read the glyphs on the ancient monument when I feel a strange chill, colder than a witch's titty. A layer of frozen gas suddenly coats the monolith from bottom to top. It's so cold that I can see my breath inside my helmet. There's one small gap. It's a mine element through its exit contact with the monolith behind. Okay. Feel convinced. Isotope. Okay, so apparently I have, I know the Viking word for isotope, so I can put isotope or I can do that for, okay, so there's an actual occasion where the knowledge stones help me out quite a bit. That is cool. I don't know if I've ever had it directly help me that much before, but that thing does look sick. It's basically just something you see from a distance. Yeah, that's about it. It doesn't really do anything more than that. So, but I think that would be cool to have at least some planets that you could fully discover like a skyscraper building on it. I don't know how boring that would get, you know. It's kind of same skyscraper building, but I do feel as if the ruins and stuff need to be about 20 times bigger in scale, where it's just like, it's kind of like a dungeon ruin mixture, but don't have every dungeon or ruin that size. You know, you've got to expand variation of size of everything in the game, literally everything. I'm not excluding anything whenever I say that. I mean everything. Expand the size of the plants, rocks, creatures, buildings, planets, solar systems. Expand everything. Mountains, oceans, deeper oceans, rivers. You know, every aspect of the game needs more expanded sizes with it. And I'm not really sure if how much kind of bugs that would cause. You know, once you start really expanding the plant sizes and the creature sizes and stuff, I'm sure that brings up quite a few more red flags with bugs and stuff. But I mean, there's already quite a few clipping bugs with especially underwater creatures and a couple other things in the game. So it's like, why the hell wouldn't you just go ahead and put that in the game, even if there is some bugs? So it looks like we have a little bit of an underwater almost cave system here, and dude, you can get trapped in those underwater caves. It is pretty creepy whenever you actually get down to a pretty deep underwater cave and you start exploring in it, and it's like, oh god, I cannot get out of here. I'm not sure. I think there is an upgrade where you can breathe underwater longer, but that's it's all pretty basic as far as the different upgrades you can get for certain things in this game. I think expanding on that would help the game as well, but I don't know if there's any creatures here. I'm kind of getting the idea that there isn't, which is a little bit disappointing because I wanted to see some cool underwater creatures here, but okay, let's see. But I do like, you see how this water, this is kind of that, a little bit more of that murkiness I was talking about in one of my other planet reviews. You see how, maybe that's just because it's kind of sunset and there's not a whole lot of light on it. I'm not really sure. We will, let's go test that out actually. You see how kind of murky green, dark green color this is right here? I love that kind of feel, that vibe it's putting off. I really do. So let's get back to the ship real quick, and then we'll fly back to the light side of this planet. But I think also as well, there needs to be that possibility, and I think this is in the game, I'm not really sure, but that possibility of having like only literally one creature on a planet, one species type on a planet, and then no other creatures whatsoever. That needs to be added and then expanded, how many creature species can be on one planet, you know, make it to where you can actually have more. That little formation right there looks sick. Look at that. It's like jagged. That almost looks like almost man-made a little bit right there. It's almost like an ice sculpture or something. That is really cool. It almost looks like somebody kind of plasma blasted their way through that a little bit, but they didn't. And that kind of brings me to another cool point, that I've never come across another planet, moon, creature, anything that someone else has discovered. I've never come across anything else, you know, of somebody else's. Granted, I have stayed fairly close to my home planet, but still yet, I've never came across anybody else's anything, really. But this is getting cool right here. Check this out. So it's like this rock, it's basically looks like it's just a blue rock with the red sky, kind of orangey red sky. this game has some really cool contrasted colors if you can get it in the right time of day. But see, this is almost more like sci-fi, 70s sci-fi, alien, almost comic book kind of graphical look. But sometimes when you get on a planet with the right lighting and the right time of day and everything, it can look actually pretty realistic. So I like how they've got that sort of balance and combination of almost cartoony look to some things. Oh, that motherfucker was just waiting to kill me. Look at how he was placed right there. I was coming right over this rock. Oh, he did hit me. Oh, he's like, quit talking about me, motherfucker. So I was coming over this rock right here, and it was like, surprise! Oh, my God. I apparently do not know the distance of that creature's attack whatsoever, but what I was saying is, like, you know, sometimes you'll get on a planet, and depending on the lighting and the skybox and everything, it can look super sci-fi cartoony, and then sometimes you get on planets and they look like almost an Earth realistic style, graphical style to it. So, now personally, do I think they should have made more of a realistic graphical look to No Man's Sky? Not really, to be honest with you. I think this fits the whole sci-fi theme. You know, if they got too realistic with the look of everything, then it would lose a lot of its core theme to the game. You know, it would actually lose that, believe it or not. I know when you think about like a more realistic version of No Man's Sky, it does seem kind of cool whenever you think of it like that in a simplistic way, but it's really, I don't think that would be the case, though. I think it would turn it into more basic, because you wouldn't have that 70s sci-fi book cover look to it as much. So, wow, dude, I feel like I've been running forever. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, I can't wait to start messing around with the custom racetracks you can put on any planet out there. So I just imagine like all the different ramps and formations and stuff you could think about putting a track on this planet. Holy shit, all the roughness and bumps and jumps and humps and dumps and everything. It'd be pretty gnarly, but I've not even rode in a vehicle in this game yet at all. Like I'm saying, you know, you kind of have to start your whole like base building and everything to do that, but I've not really gotten into that yet. Like I said, I'm waiting on a really cool tropical planet to start all that with. But this planet overall, let's go ahead and look at what all is here. So let's see if there actually is any creatures. It says deficient. So I don't think that that means that there is any creatures here. Overall, I didn't even really get the best of looks at the daytime part of this planet. Felt like it was just daytime for a split second, and then it went to nighttime there. So let's see if we can circle around here a little bit to the daytime side. And I don't think you can actually go to the sun of a solar system in this game. And the sun is not the center of the galaxy, I'm pretty sure. I think there's, you know, separate suns of every solar system, but you can't actually go to it unless I'm mistaken. I don't know how that works. I don't know how the actual sun of every solar system works in this game. Not really sure. This is probably going to be more of the sunset look, but hopefully we'll at least get a little bit better look of the planet here. But when I first landed, everything, the rocks and whatnot, looked super purple. So I was definitely digging that. And I said we was going to look at the water again as well and see if it's murky like it was over there on that other sunset environment. But let's see. Okay, it's decent. It's kind of got like a green haze. I wouldn't call this like noon or anything, but it's got a little bit of a green haze to it. I don't know if this is sunrise or what exactly, but let's get... Ooh! That is not fun when that happens. When you land your ship and you get out and it's like free falling. Oh my god. But okay, let's get down on the water and see. Okay, you see here. So you see how clear this water is. not really where the sun's shining through, but you can see how clear it is right here. I mean, I can see pretty far through the water. So over there where we were before, where it looked kind of murky, that must have just been the time of day that was causing that, not necessarily the water itself, like the water's properties, if that makes any sense. And I don't know. See, it's actually pretty confusing to figure out what systems they put into the game to change all that, because the lighting can change the way, and the time of day and the skybox and all that can change everything about the planet instantly. So it's like it completely demolishes your thought process of kind of how the systems work in the game. It's very hard to figure out how they actually do these planets and stuff. It really is. But let's name this planet. So, dude, I'm kind of running out of name ideas and stuff. We could just name it kind of rock and purple. Rurple. Rurple. Purple nurple rurple. Rurple. Oh, that is a weird name. That's actually really hard to say. Whatever. Rurple. Rurple. Oh my god. I don't even know if that's a real live word or not. I don't know if that means something sexual. I have no idea. But, okay. So now, as far as the rating of this planet, I thought the mountain formations were actually really cool. It's a very mountainous style, and it has water on top of that. So, you know, it's got your little bit of variation. You can come over there to the mountains and feel like you're on Mount Everest, and then come out here and just get on these crazy deep oceans. So, and I do like the look of it. It's not really boring. You know, it's got that purple rock kind of vibe to it, but not too much purple. It's got just enough of it mixed with this white rock here. So I would probably give this planet a 7 overall. And the only real reason I'm giving it a 7 is because the rock formations are really cool. They really do make it quite interesting. You know, when you look, like, let me get over here real quick. Oh, I don't want to fall down here. Talking about a parkour type place here. When you get over here and you start looking out in the distance, it actually is pretty intriguing. Like, you know, I look over there and I'm thinking, okay, what kind of formation is that? What kind of underwater cave is that? So it does have that cool feel. I would say the difficulty is, there was a little bit of weather effects a while ago, but I don't think it's anything gnarly. Standard sentinels, temperate weather. Honestly, I would say this is easy. Easy difficulty. I mean, there's no creatures to speak of whatsoever.